After 100 years of cultivation, a flower finally transformed into a human form. She immediately ran to her master to report the good news. But just then, a meteor streaked across the sky. It turned out the Divine Lord had descended to the mortal world to undergo a love tribulation. The Master divined that this journey was fraught with danger. To help the Divine Lord, he decided to assign a task to the Flower Fairy. As long as she became the first woman to spend a night with the Divine Lord, the love tribulation would be transferred to her, and the Divine Lord would be saved. The next second, the naive Flower Fairy was pushed down to the mortal world. She became the daughter of a general. However, since she had just transformed into a human, heavenly thunder was still striking her to refine her form. At that moment, the girl saw a man being chased and realized he was the Divine Lord. She used her magic to drive off the assassins, then brought him to a pavilion to rest. The man found the floral scent on her so pleasant, but the next moment, he heard the girl say, "Let's kiss." The man immediately pushed her away and demanded why she was doing this. The girl claimed she had learned from a romantic painting, then continued to remove his clothes. The man insisted on refusing. Seeing this, the girl angrily said that according to dramas, since she had saved him, he should promise himself to her in return. The man was shocked, but after thinking, he promised to go to her residence to propose marriage. The girl was overjoyed. Suddenly, the sound of heavenly thunder rang out again. Before the man could ask her name, she had already run away. Fortunately, the signature of the general's mansion was on the painting. After returning to the imperial palace, the man ordered an investigation into the general's family, and learned there were two daughters. The elder daughter was infatuated with the prince. Therefore, the general exchanged his military achievements for her engagement to the prince, and she would marry tonight. But the younger daughter had not been betrothed to anyone. Hearing this, the man assumed the girl must be the younger daughter, and issued an edict making her his imperial concubine. Just then, a servant came to report that the eldest daughter was demanding to break off the engagement. It turned out the girl was forced into a wedding as soon as she got home. Though she shouted that she was unwilling to marry, no one believed her. The prince thought she was pretending to resist to force him to dismiss his concubine. He declared he would never fall in love with her. Hearing this, the girl became even more disgusted and tried to escape again. She bumped into a familiar figure, but before she could call for help, she was draped with the bridal veil. Everyone bowed to greet the emperor's arrival. The girl tried to use her magic, but found it didn't work. At that moment, the man faintly smelled a floral scent. He didn't think much about it, but instructed that the wedding should be completed smoothly. However, as he prepared to leave, he heard the girl's cry for help. The man turned around, only to see the prince blocking the bride, making it impossible to see her face. He didn't suspect anything and left. The next day, he received good news that the prince and his princess had consummated their marriage. The man immediately summoned them to receive rewards. But when he saw the princess's face clearly, he was completely stunned.